Welcome back to those of you that have been here before. This week we're talking about dyslexia and how we support our dyslexic colleagues. To those of you that are new here, my name is Jenefer, I'm the founder of Silk Helix, and we support businesses with all things HR and people management with a special focus on helping businesses to be neuro-inclusive. So today we're looking at dyslexia, how we can support our colleagues, our team members with dyslexia, and how we get the best out of people. So let's dive in with what is dyslexia. Well, dyslexia is a learning difference that primarily impacts reading, writing, spelling. However, it's actually a lot more than that. It has impacts on organisational skills through working memory, processing of information, but it's not just about challenges, there's a lot of benefits as well. So LinkedIn, for example, actually lists dyslexic thinking as a skill. I think it comes under on their profiles. I know Richard Branson's very famously been promoted that dyslexia has helped him. There's a lot of benefits around creativity and problem solving. So as an employer, we can harness those things to get the best out of people by providing them with the support for those things that are a challenge. Also bear in mind that many of our colleagues who have dyslexia may also have other neurodivergent conditions. I've got videos on other ones as well. And of course, all the tips I'm giving in this video, they may help, they may not. Always speak to individuals so that you can help people in the way that they need to be helped and supported, because it will be different for everybody, even if they've got the same diagnosis of dyslexia. So let's dive right in with how we can provide that support. Firstly, you're here, you're watching this video, so you're making yourself aware, and that is absolutely great. Awareness is really important. If you're responsible for decision making on things like training, then absolutely get training out there to all of the managers and your staff so that they can support their colleagues with dyslexia and neurodiversity as a whole. It's really important to get awareness training out there. So great that you're watching this video. If you're somebody with dyslexia, perhaps have a chat to your manager about how they can support you by raising awareness and providing training. And it's something we can help with as well. So if you do want training from us, then get in touch. Details are in the description below. So beyond awareness, what can we do? Well, clear communication is really important. Processing information can be challenging for people with dyslexia, so providing information in a format that works well for them, so whether that's written or verbal, depending on the individual, or probably a combination of both. Making sure that you're using dyslexic-friendly fonts, assistive technologies where possible to help people with processing information, and highlighting key information like using bullet points, headings, so that they can skim read, go back, find the key pieces that they want rather than burying the action point in a wall of text. Make sure it's highlighted there in bold. So that clear communication is really important. Flexible working arrangements, also important. It supports people. One of the challenges that some people with dyslexia have is time blindness. So arriving at work on time can be a challenge. So where we can provide flexible working arrangements that support that can be really beneficial and would be a reasonable adjustment to be providing. In addition to the kind of hours of work flexible arrangements, there's also things like where you work. So if you need to focus on something, you need a quiet space, that could be working from home, or maybe in the office you can provide a quiet environment, or just allowing somebody to work flexibly in terms of when they do their tasks, when they have breaks, so that they can take breaks that keeps them productive, keep them performing in the best way that they can, and that they've got spaces that say are quiet to enable them to focus. Again, for some people this is beneficial, for some people it's not, so it's working with the individual as to what works best for them. There is a whole range of assistive technologies that can be provided. Some of them are specific technologies like the C-Reader, Reader Pen, or you've got things like Grammarly, which can help with structuring writing, spelling, grammar. Dictation software is another one that can be really beneficial. Again, working with the individual as to what works best for them. Being able to provide that for people will make them more productive. And these are relatively cheap resources that we can provide to people. It's not hugely costly and the benefits are huge. Not necessarily just to somebody with dyslexia. These benefits may benefit others in the work environment. We don't have to just say, oh, this is limited. You have to have a diagnosis of dyslexia to get this. If it benefits people, if they're more productive, if they're able to do their job better, why would we not provide it for them? And finally, another thing around clarity communication is feedback, making sure that we're giving regular feedback. Confidence can be a challenge for people with dyslexia at times, making sure people know when they're doing the job well, making sure that they know when something's been misunderstood as well. So we're giving that balance of feedback, constructive feedback where we need to, but positive feedback is really important to keep people motivated, keep people feeling like they're actually on track, they know what they're doing and they're going in the right direction. So there's a few hints and tips on how you can support colleagues with dyslexia. As I say, if you want training for your managers, awareness around dyslexia or neurodiversity as a whole, then do get in touch. That's something that we can support you with. Details are in the description below. I've also got a free guide on performance management, which does include how we support and get the best out of our neurodivergent colleagues. So download that free guide. Details are on the screen now. And most importantly, talk to the individual. Don't just take what I say and go and do it without talking to them. This is about individual. It's about being person-centric, knowing who your team are so that you can provide them with the supports they need to do the best job they can.